Good morning, children. How are you guys doing today? Are you ready for ring time? Great. Grab a chair and let's get started. Ooh, it is absolutely freezing. Oh my goodness. Brr, who can tell me what day today is? Very good. Today is Wednesday. And if today is Wednesday, yesterday was Tuesday. And Tuesday was a public holiday. I hope you guys had a wonderful youth day yesterday. And tomorrow will be very good Thursday. Wednesday is our third day of the week. So let's count it out. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is our third day of the week. And who knows which season we're currently in? We are in winter. Very good. And how many seasons do we get in 1 year? Very good. There are 4 seasons in 1 year. But we'll talk about the seasons a bit later. I want to quickly show you guys a few songs about the storybots that teach us time. They're going to teach us about the days of the week, the months of the year, and why we always talk about yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Cold weather's kind of winter's thing. In spring the plants get back their bling. By summer they're in full swing, but in fall their leaves go tumbling. Down, down, down to the bottom. Oh, that reminds me, some folks call fall autumn. Well, anyway, winter, spring, summer, fall. 1 year, 4 seasons in all. Winter, spring, summer, fall. 4 seasons, you can count them all. Winter, spring, summer, fall. 1 year, 4 seasons in all. Winter, spring, summer, fall. And now you know them once and for all. January, February, March, April, May, June, and July. August, September, October, November, December, and the years gone by. Months remind me of birds, sometimes the way they just fly by. 1 year has 12 of these little guys. You can name them if you try. So all you've got to do is lend an ear, and we'll sing those 12 months of the year. They go January, February, March, April, May, June, and July. August, September, October, November, December, and the years gone by. January, February, March, April, May, June, and July. August, September, October, November, December, and the years gone by. You can kiss that little year goodbye. You can name all the days with a Cockney accent.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
You can yell them all out as you jump from a high dive.
Wednesday,
You can call each day by its last 3 letters. Day. But you better get it straight. There's 7 days a week, not 8. The Beatles song is wrong. For the record, let me state that is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and round again. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it never ends. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and round again. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it never ends. The end. 1 day ago was yesterday. Yeah, it's over now, but that's okay. 'Cause today is now, yeah, it's happening. For example, today you're hearing me sing. Tomorrow is just 1 day ahead. You look forward to it each night when you go to bed. Today, this day is today. And yesterday was 1 day ago. Today, and after today is the day that we call tomorrow. Today, this day is today. A second is the length of this gong. A minute is the length of this song. And if you listen to it 60 times, you'll have listened an hour long. A second is the length of this pop. A minute is 60 of them non-stop. 60 minutes is an hour, that's way more pops. You get the idea, we can go ahead and stop the pops. A day has 24 hours, and I'm sure that you would agree. That's a lot easier to remember than however many seconds that would be. 60 seconds a minute, 60 minutes an hour, 24 hours a day. Is that too tough for us to learn? No way. 60 seconds a minute, 60 minutes an hour, 24 hours a day. Is that too tough for us to learn? No way.
Wow, guys, time is so important. It lets us know where we were, where we are, and where we're heading to. Can you remember what our theme for this week is? Yes, our theme for this week is Planet Earth. And I thought, since the weather has really changed, it's really cold, we know we get 4 seasons. Can you remember the 4 seasons? Summer, winter, autumn, spring. We call it autumn, but there's also other countries that call it fall. Do you know why the seasons change? Let me see, I have my globe here, and this is the world. Can you see how it's tilted just a little bit? And did you know that the world keeps spinning? It never, never, never stops. But besides for the world spinning constantly, it is also spinning around the sun. So imagine that my fist is the sun and this is the earth. And remember, it's constantly spinning and never stops. It's also moving around the sun. So it turns on its own axis. I know that's a big word. And it is also spinning around the sun. And that's why our seasons change. Because the world is divided into 2 hemispheres. You have the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. That's why, have you ever spoken to somebody who doesn't stay in South Africa? I have family who stays in America. And I know now it's nice and warm in summer where they live. But here, we're almost freezing to death because it's so cold. That's because their seasons and our seasons do not happen at the same time of the year. And that's because they're on a different part of the world and their rotation is different than ours. But let me see if I can quickly show you guys a bit clearer on one of my videos. Have you ever wondered why we have seasons? Which season do you think that is? And this one? And this one? Ooh, and can you guess which one this is? To understand why everything keeps changing, we need to look at how our planet Earth moves in space. We know that the Earth is round and that it keeps turning around in space. It turns on its axis and it's an imaginary line that goes right through the Earth. And remember I said that the world is also divided into 2 hemispheres, the southern and the northern. Remember I showed you that the Earth also goes around the sun, and the sun is what plays a big part in the changing of our seasons. As Earth is further away, as the one hemisphere is further away from the sun, the other one is closer. The part that is closer will have summer, and the part that is further will have winter. So what is spring and autumn then? Spring is the transition from winter to summer and from summer to autumn. Now we know why we have 4 seasons on earth. Well, isn't our planet just absolutely amazing? But besides for the seasons constantly changing and following each other, the weather is also constantly changing. From day to day, it's almost never the same. Let's see what my big I Wonder Why book can teach us today. What are clouds made of? Some clouds look like they're made of cotton wool, but they're not. Clouds are made out of billions of water droplets and ice and crystals. They are so tiny and light that they float on the air. You'd need an umbrella on Mountain Wale Wale in Hawaii. It rains there 350 days each year. Wow, 350 days a year? That's almost the whole year. Without rain, no plants could grow. Then what would we eat? When does rainfall come from clouds? Rain falls when the water droplets in the clouds start joining together. They get bigger and bigger and heavier and heavier. In the end, they are too heavy to float and they fall to the ground as rain. Have you ever heard of showers of frog or fish? What? Raining frogs and raining fish? Oh my goodness. Well, they do happen. The animals are sometimes sucked up from ponds by extra strong winds. Later on, they fall to the ground with rain. Oh my goodness. How cold is snow? Snowflakes are water droplets that have frozen into crystals or ice. To stay frozen, they have to be at freezing point. Do any of you know what freezing point is? That is 0. If they get any warmer than this, snowflakes melt and fall to the ground as rain. The biggest snowman ever built was more than 22 meters high. That's about as tall as a 7-story building. That is a huge snowman. Let's see what my other book has to say. Do you know what's interesting? Just as the whole planet has changed over and over and over, so does the weather change on our planet through the times. Weather through the ages. Earth's weather is always changing, and these changes affect all living things on Earth. Thousands of years ago, cold periods called ice ages or glacier covers on Earth with ice. Warm periods called interglacial turned parts of the planet into desert. Today, we are living in an interglacial period. The dinosaurs may have died out because they could not breathe when the volcano's dust filled the air. Weather and extinction. Some types of animals and plants can survive when the weather changes suddenly, but others die out or become extinct. Scientists believe that the dinosaurs were killed by a sudden change in the weather millions of years ago. Some think that the dust from the erupting volcanoes filled the sky and turned Earth dark and cold. Others believe that the dust was caused by a meteorite hitting Earth. Ice Age world. 10,000 years ago, Earth was much colder than it is today and looked quite different. Large sheets of ice covered a third of the planet. Mammoths and other animals lived at that time were covered in thick hair, and it was to keep out the cold. There you can see what mammoths look like. You see, they look a lot like elephants. The only difference is that they are covered with thick fur to keep them nice and warm. Guys, let's go and have a look at what Teacher Sal has to teach us today. Then we're going to come back and we're going to read a nice story.
Good morning, guys. Teacher Sal here today. How are you all doing? It's freezing. Oh, it really is winter now, isn't it? I hope you guys enjoyed the holiday yesterday. Tuesday was a holiday in South Africa, June the 16th, which is National Youth Day. And today is Wednesday. I'm sorry if it's so dark in here, but it's just dark outside and it's just cold. So, are you ready for today's ring time? What have we been learning about? We started our new theme learning about planet Earth. Let's do our days of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 7 days in our week. And we are in the month of June, which is our 6th month. And there are 10 and 2, 12 months of the year. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. 12 months. Let's do our good morning ring time song. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Are you ready for some fun? Stand up, turn around, give me a big clap, sit down and put your hands in your lap. Okay, I've also got 2 other songs which I want to sing with you before we learn more about our planet Earth. And this song is called Our Earth. The earth is ours to enjoy for every little girl and boy. But we must always be aware that all its beauty we must share with all the children yet to come who want to laugh and play and run around the trees and in the fields. So we must keep our planet free from messy trash and debris, with air that's clean, fresh and clear for all to breathe from year to year. We must never abuse our sweet earth that is ours to use. And here is the globe. Remember, I showed you that the other day. And we'll have a look at that just now. And then let's just sing our song for fun from the other day about the raindrops and the snowflakes and the sunbeams. If all the raindrops were lemon drops and gumdrops, oh, what a rain that would be. Standing outside with my mouth open wide, ha, 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 ha. If all the raindrops were lemon drops and gumdrops, oh, what a rain that would be. If all the snowflakes were candy bars and milkshakes, oh, what a snow that would be. standing outside with my mouth open wide. Ha, 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 ha. If all the snowflakes were candy bars and milkshakes, oh, what a snow that would be. Snow. And then, if all the sunbeams were bubble gum and ice cream, oh, what a sun that would be. Standing outside with my mouth open wide. Ha, 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 ha. If all the sunbeams were bubble gum and ice cream, oh, what a sun that would be. Fun songs, hey guys? I thought you would enjoy that. So what I would like to learn about, or for us to talk about today, specifically are about volcanoes. And volcanoes are quite an important part of our earth. Lots of countries have volcanoes, and we're going to learn about that as well as earthquakes. I'm first going to start off with earthquakes. What happens in an earthquake? A small earthquake makes the ground tremble. A powerful one makes it shudder and shake just like a ship, rocking on the ocean and even crack wide open. The most devastating earthquakes can move mountains and make rivers change course and bring entire cities tumbling down to the ground. Just like this, if you can see this picture here of these cities and buildings come crashing down from the earthquakes. So the Earth's solid outer layers are cracked into gigantic chunks called plates, which float on partly runny layer beneath. Most earthquakes are caused by plates that bump into and grind one another. And this is just an interesting fact. A Japanese legend said earthquakes were triggered by a giant catfish called Nabaizu wriggling about. That's just a legend. It's not necessarily a true fact. How do we measure earthquakes? An instrument called a seismometer is used to measure the vibrations or shaking movements of the ground in an earthquake. In some seismometers, a pen records the vibrations on paper wrapped around a turning drum. The pen is fixed to a weight and stays still during the quake while the drum bounces about. Laser beams are also used to measure ground movement and help warn when an earthquake is coming. Ooh, that's quite scary, isn't it? Then I just want to talk briefly about volcanoes. Do you know what a volcano is? Look at that eruption. Look at the fire coming out there. Let's talk about that. Which mountains spit fire? If you ever see huge fiery clouds spurting out of a mountain, you can be sure that it's a volcano. And what's worse, it's blowing its top. The most violent volcanoes explode like bombs, spitting out clouds of hot ash. Chunks of solid rock and fountains of runny rock are called lava. Why do volcanoes blow their tops? Deep beneath a violent volcano is a vast chamber. Hot runny rock and gases build up here until they blast upwards under immense pressure through the Earth's crust. And sometimes red-hot river of lava pours out of a volcano, like that, if you can see. And it flows down the sides. The runny rock can reach temperatures of over 1,000 degrees Celsius, much hotter than an oven, and flow faster than you can run. As if volcanoes weren't dangerous enough, their ash clouds can become electronically charged and produce lightning, which is also very dangerous. And then we talk about volcanic ash, which is this over here. I'm going to tell you about that. Volcanic ash can be even more dangerous than the lava, that running liquid. Sometimes ash clouds are not thrown up into the air, but roll down over the sides of a volcano like an avalanche, as they race downhill like scorching hot ash clouds. They burn, they boil, or melt everything in their path. Violent volcanoes can affect the Earth's climate by throwing up ash clouds and shut out the sun's light. The eruption of Indonesia's Mount Tambora in 1815 was followed by worldwide bad weather. And when Mount Potambo in the Philippines erupted in 1991, an avalanche of ash destroyed land as far as 17 kilometers away. Remember, I showed you the ash there. And then there was a volcano that buried a Roman town. When Italy's Mount Vesuvius erupted in August 79 CE, ash fell like snow over the Roman town of Pompeii, burying it in 6 meters deep drifts. Then it rained, and afterwards the ash set like concrete, freezing the town in time until it was excavated in the 1860s. Despite its chilly name, Iceland is a real hot spot with hundreds of volcanoes. Lava has even set houses on fire. How can volcanoes be good for you? Although volcanic ash can be destructive, it brings benefits as well. As ash weathers down, it enriches the soil and helps farmers to grow bumper harvests. Isn't that very interesting? What I also just want to talk about, not volcanoes, but a hurricane. Now, a hurricane can do a lot of damage. Hurricanes can bring torrential rain and crashing waves and floods of seawater over the coast. Once on land, the wind loses power and it dies away. But how much damage can a hurricane do? The winds roar at more than 117 kilometers per hour. And hurricanes are the fiercest storms on earth. They start above warm tropical seas. And if it's severe, a hurricane reaches land. It can flatten forests, houses, boats out of water. There's just an example of hurricanes and the damage it does. If we have a look, where is the hurricane's eye? The eye of a hurricane is at the central zone where the wind is fairly calm and there are no big storm clouds. The fast and furious hurricane winds move in a spiral around the eye. There's a hurricane, and they call that the eye, the center of the hurricane. Each hurricane is given a name. The name of the year the first of the year usually begins with A, such as Hurricane Alice. The second begins with B, and so on. What do hurricanes, typhoons, and cyclones have in common? They're all words for the same thing. They spell trouble. The word hurricane is used in North and South America. Typhoon is in the Far East, and a cyclone is in Australia and India. They can all be very, very dangerous. Special weather planes help scientists to track hurricanes so they can issue warnings to people. So often the scientists know when the hurricanes are coming, and they can warn countries and cities when they are coming. And that's just lots of different facts and different things about our earth, different features, different things that can happen on our earth. We haven't had hurricanes or typhoons as such in South Africa, but we've had earth tremors, and that can be the beginning of an earthquake when the ground starts to shake. But in a lot of countries like America and the Far East, they experience a lot of those things. Volcanoes erupting, earthquakes, hurricanes, all of those very dangerous things, and they can be very, very destructive to our world and to parts of country in our world. So I just want to quickly show you, remember the other day on our first day of our theme on Monday, we looked at the globe and we looked at where we live. And remember, Africa is a continent. There are 7 continents in our world on earth. And I thought that perhaps tomorrow we could have a look a bit more in detail about our 7 continents, what they're all about and what is on them, where they are positioned on our globe. Very, very interesting. I don't know, perhaps if you guys have a globe like this at home, you can try and see if you can spot where you live, where South Africa is on the globe. Remember, South Africa is part of Africa. Well, guys, I hope you had fun learning about the volcanoes today and the earthquakes. It is very interesting, and some typhoons, all very scary stuff. And, you can watch videos on that as well to see some of the destruction, but that's very, very scary to see. Well, guys, keep very warm in this very chilly weather, and just stay indoors if you can. Keep yourself wrapped up in blankets or by a heater. Teacher Sal's going to do that today. I'm freezing. I just can't believe how cold it is. Definitely summer is my best season. Which is your best season? Do you like summer? Do you like winter? Do you like autumn? Or do you like spring? Guys, I hope you have a wonderful afternoon. Keep very warm, and I will see you tomorrow. And tomorrow will be Thursday, and Thursday will be the 4th day of our week. Bye, guys. Keep warm.
Thanks, Teacher Sal. Okay, guys, are you ready for story time? But before we go and read our story, I want to also remind you that the weather dictates what we wear and what we do as well. If it's cold like today, we wear nice, warm, fluffy clothes. When it's hot like in the summer, we wear clothes that is light and doesn't heat us up that much. And when it's so cold and rainy, we stay inside and do things on the inside of the house. But when it's nice and hot, we normally like to go play outside, don't we? But that's enough for the weather for today. Let's go and have a look at our story for today. Hi guys, today's story is Macy's Wonderful Weather Book. It's a new day for Macy. Hooray! Pull back the curtains and see what the weather will be today. Ooh, it looks like a nice and sunny day. It's a sunny day, hooray! It's a hot and sunny, ice cream runny, big floppy hats, go to the beach kind of day. It's a snowy day, hooray! A warm hat and mittens, even for little black kittens. Frosty cold and crispy kind of day. Brr. It's a rainy day, hooray! A dripping and dropping, raindrops plopping, dance in the puddles kind of day. Splishy splashy. Oh, it's a windy day, hooray! A bendy, blowy, leafies all blowy. Wear your scarf and fly your kite kind of day. Whew, yay! Look at her hat go. Oh my goodness. Ooh, it's a stormy day, hooray! Lightning flashing, thunder rashing, stay inside kind of day until what? It's a rainbow day, hooray! A red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo and violet kind of day. What a wonderful weather day! And that's the end. Oh guys, I hope you liked the story. I really liked it. And the nice thing to remember is no matter how cold it gets or how much it rains, somewhere, somehow, the sun will always come out to shining in. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day and stay warm. Bye.